Hello guys and gals, yet again to another installment of Pyre. It's me, StreampunkStam, and today we're probably gonna end this. I think so, because if you remember from the previous video, there was a pretty flamboyant, you could say, is it flamboyant, the word I'm looking for? Very strange and different asterism guiding us towards the next rite. So anyway, I think that this might actually be the end. So anyway, let's keep going through our journey. Oh, by the way, as I told you yesterday, I was very tired, so I was like, all the voices, you know, the voice was low and I couldn't quite speak. But anyway, now I'm good. Alright, I'm rested, and I had a hiccup because of my slow internet, and I had to re-upload the video, the previous video. So if you're watching this now, just keep in mind that that's what happened with the previous video. And anyway, it was a slow and bad day. So now, let's keep going without further ado. At dawn, Wolfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Sclorian Sore, you have not been to this region of the downside. Well, for a downside, we keep going further north. We could reach the Commonwealth if we are heading due north all the time. I mean, if it's called the downside for a reason, because it's down, you know, south. Maybe the Commonwealth is above, because they say they cast us to the downside, like they threw them down somewhere in some hellish pit or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just speculating. You get a clear of the woods at last, and arrive in land grow cold in the shadow of Mount Alodiel. You will have to make it all the way up to the top. Okay, cool. In a moment of respite, Wolfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining, to the rites, and the plan to which he alluded. By the way, as I told many times, sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, so please bear with me. I'm not so good with narrative stories, you know, narrative novel games and stuff. But anyway, I'm trying, alright? No one can say that I don't try. You banded together with a common faith in that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. Oh, you cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to you? We have a lot of choices here. Doing what you want. That's true, but our freedom ends where someone else's freedom begins, you know, it's Western civilization one-on-one, people. Anyway, achieving inner peace. No, I mean... No, I don't think that's it. It's close, but that's not it. Having no master. If you mean another person as a master, no, I think that's freedom, but the part that says no one's will other than your own, you cannot do whatever the fuck you want in a civilized world. Going where you please. That's much more closer. To feel true love. Maybe it's most of these or a combination, I don't know. I feel this is very strongly close, you know, to be able to express yourself. Alright, living without fear. Yeah, this one comes true. Kinda. But you know, you can't be a dick to anyone and say, oh my god, don't judge me. But nothing at all. Yeah, actually, that's what freedom is. Remaining silent could be the right answer, but... You know what? I think that the answers are kind of not as, I don't know, close to the little text, you know, because it says here living without fear, and now it says something about approval and not anyway something related to fear, except fear of rejection, maybe, I don't know. But having no master part actually quite bothered. You know what? Fuck it, remain silent. Because nothing of these is perfect to be the answer. For me, in my behalf. Your thoughts on freedom are your own. You hold Wolfert's gaze, but do not answer him. You feel the tension growing, but at last he breaks the silence on his own. So, freedom means you can defy me, is that all? Well, I suppose it does. Or perhaps you haven't spared the subject any real thought, or don't know what you think I wish to hear. No matter, I pose the question to get you to think. It then turns his attention to the whole group. Now let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Oh! Would we get your backstory now? Freedom means to live without fear. Yeah... I thought that this could be your answer. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others without the constant fear of judgment and reprisal. Wait, alright, if the no fear answer was put like this, it would be perfect. Perfection. But it didn't say this, it just said that you can do whatever you want without fearing rejection. Or, you know, being criticized and stuff, but which is wrong, alright? Anyway, let's not get political right now. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know or whom you love or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out toward the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more, and you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At least you would become complicit to an ancient system that would design to cast down others such as you. Well, true. That's what I told you before. I mean, I don't know if freedom... I mean, whatever definition of freedom we might have had, if you go back to the Commonwealth, you would still be, you know, pretty much restricted. Because they... From what I've read, it seems like a pretty fascist system, you know. Kind of Nazi something, kind of communist something, you know what I mean. It's a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost. Yep, and the 8 scribes, if they ever are out there still, have made quite clear that they shall not interfere firsthand. This is where you come in. Actually, the whole Commonwealth thing and the fall of its system from grace reminds me of Warhammer 40k. Kind of. It's a very loose connection, but there is something there. If you know Warhammer 40k, you know what I'm talking about. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You serve a higher calling now. The plan then is this: we free each other from the downside through the rites, then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum, the burned down remains of an old capital of the Commonwealth. Oh, we need as many of us as there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. You're plotting a revolt? Just so. I'm asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish, live out your remaining days here, like so many others. So if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, then speak now. Wolfert pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not, but all of you are bound together through the rites, and are integral to our plans. Remember that. You seek true freedom, you will find it in waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it out, both yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think of this. Let's reconvene along your journey to the summit. Cool. Wolfert turns toward the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward path. Let's go to the Moor Pass, a pathway leading north to the Sacred Mountain. Wolfert indicates that the only way to reach to the base of Mount Lodiel. Maybe this is the river that they found Soliam Moor half dead? I don't know. Let's go, Moor Pass. Let's see where these stories will get us to. Beyond lies Mount Lodiel. I suggest we camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. The Beyond Crystal 6 headwind. That's another challenge. Do you have anything on your mind, though? Oh, very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of this void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Now, no much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing along the Sisters of the Arch. Oh, what's that? An ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out missions without fail. Oh. All the sister needed was a name and a sum of 500 soul up front. Oh. Oh, cool. Living on the outskirts of civilization, your days are all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Though glorious battle with the scribes, or in a careless sparring session with my master. All but I've not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive, but in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all the Nightwings of the early days were stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. But I'm saying, lovely reader, I shall not bore you any further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then, if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So given your mortality, what say that we get back to business here? True. Speak wisely. Hello, Wolfred. There you are, my girl. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolfred stares at you rather intensely, as if reaching out to you, and then... I don't get it. Sometimes you talk to me in plain English when you're talking to my mind, and now you don't, because this is supposed to be mind speech. You do know what it means to be a reader? Those such as we? We are not limited to reading pages of a book. Though your ability in this I sense is nascent, still, mere flashes uncontrollable. I see, as well now, that they haven't told you yet, your friends, and that explains a lot. Haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. Oh my god, what? I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected when at first we met that you already knew the truth of this from having read the pages in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only whose shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Oh, so it's not for me, it's only for them. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. Wolfred breaks free from you and looks at you again, then he speaks to you as normal. Explain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as a reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that's what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If this is your wish to remain, then you're welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you, nor any of us. Do you understand? Wolfert indicates that readers such as you cannot go free through the rites. There is more at stake here than your freedom alone, and besides, perhaps there is a way. You have learned in life to keep your expectations low and tempered. If Wolfert wishes to know your thoughts on the subject, he knows where to find them. That's true, but you see, my thoughts, I don't know how they scripted the reader, because, yep, the reader is kind of scripted. I mean, you have the illusion of picking yourself stuff, but in the end, the game is linear. So, what I understand is that if you help them fight and you make them go back to the Commonwealth, they might do that revolution thing they want to do, and destroy the Commonwealth system and bring a new, more just system, and maybe, in turn, get rid of the downside and the whole exile thing. So yeah, I understand completely. You understand the words of warning, yet just the same you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. Yep, true. I admire that, my Earl. Then, very well. Know that we have much at stake here in this, anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into that Commonwealth, which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around, then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then, he strides out of the wagon, then leaving you with your thoughts. This doesn't call a rookie? Chewing on something. He's doing the dishes. Well, I certainly don't seem to be able to call them or something while hitting on this stuff. Anyway, let's exit for now. So let's discuss the plan. Earlier, Wolfert called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plans in more detail. Instead, he revealed some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back home one by one, or not at all. Oh my god, why? Only one by one? But I swore that we'd go free together. You may go free together yet, but it's going to take time, and this is the only the first phase. You, Hedwig, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Alodiel, there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though rest assured it made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest, if she did not merely skim that chapter of the book. Scribe's Gate. It is said that the scribes themselves keep watch over the Scribe's Gate. The judgment of the scribes determines who can cross and who is sent the fast way down. Cool. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Soleum, one of the downside celestial landmarks. The temple of the highest point of the downside exists in honor of the scribes, okay. And meet your adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Tempers, mighty triumvirate that has been the closest rival of the Nightwings, led by Demon Ignatius. He is notorious demon leader of the most feared triumvirates in the rites. You'll know him when you see him. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirates prevails, there somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. Oh, the Commonwealth knows all about this? The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible? Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then that's it, we climb the mountain, someone goes back and everyone else stays. For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now, gather your strength. We'll talk again on our way up. Wolford leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time for your vocations. At dawn you shall begin your ascent to Mount Alodiel. Let's give all my team a boost. It's much needed. You excuse yourself from the others to go pore over the Book of Rites and its mysteries. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Let's go with quickness. The 8 scribes who composed the book, their influence and their experience spreads through the pages into the willing reader's deepest consciousness. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from you within, you cannot tell. You gain reader's influence. Celerity. Alright. Cool. Finish studying. Okay. Let's continue our journey. To Mount Alodiel. It will make me choose who to send home, probably. I surely cannot, but I think that we shall keep trying to send people back no matter what. Here before you lies Mount Alodiel, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather round again before Wolfert, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense a tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask anyway. But there is only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of us to go free at first, who shall it be? Go on, don't be shy. Who first? Questions? Why us? Why you indeed, madam? That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rites. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedoms back, of course. They'll settle for it in the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cousin new responsibilities. Perhaps they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think of it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of the fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those ones who live to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I need was someone for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears through this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound, took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Helvin over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies and an old buried wagon and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help and he and his friends could be free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I have reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rites, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are impostors to this little party. You could not be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. Yeah, this is too important, yeah. Alfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he is willing to tell to you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jotaro raises her voice again. Hold, you mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? On a blooded moon at the fall of Soleam, an exile from the prevailing triumvirate shall go free. Ah, I see. Well, but this is simple, real madam. You are chosen, you're qualified, I should say, because, as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though in this case the expression is quite literally true. When the Eight created the rites, each of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf, exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them as they are today, the accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The 8 scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. Oh. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the rites, you see. The others, as erstwhile jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Oh, yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourself a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common rite then. Participation is all that matters? Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So, you see, those who do not conduct the rites, or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from liberation rites. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free, yet still other triumvirates pressed on with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Wait, so the Nightwings are the ones who should be won in order for the other exiles to go free? Whoa, that's a lot to take in, really. Some murmur to themselves about this as Volfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter pathways leading up to the mountain and present to you with some options. Alright, so we have two paths. Emperor's Ascent, a gap through the nameless lower summits beneath Mount Lodiel. Ty believes the 8 scribes will bless whoever goes through here. Emperor's Fall, a pathway to the outskirts of Mount Lodiel's nameless lower summits. Pametha expects some long-lost valuables to be stashed here. Let's go here. I'll believe T for now. The sublime beauty of Mount Lodiel, along with the thin air is this high above the sea, has been enough to silence even the most talkative of your companions. However, Ty has been positively bursting with excitement. Isn't this wonderful? I think it really is, don't you? Tizo seems not to share Ty's enthusiasm. He does not like the cold. You've been here before, Tizo, is that so? Why would you ever leave? I wouldn't leave. I'd stay. I think I'd stay, unless maybe I got too old or hungry. Wait, is that... Something about her changes, then... Wait, look, Tizo, don't you see? Look, don't you see them there? Tizo seems to be exclaiming something in utter disbelief. You yourself see nothing, but Ty is almost off her feet as the imp looks on, astonished. Was that the scribes? It was. I know it was. They said something to me, they spoke to me, they said They told us we are welcome and that we're welcome here. Pyre runs off to spread the word among all of your companions. Strangely enough, your enthusiasm is infectious, and in spite of everything, your spirits rise. Your companions have +2 hope for the next rite. Journey onward. Cool. Alright, so now we have 2 more options. First 2 paths leading to the mountain's summit. Hedwig expressed a passing within whim to see the view from here. Oh, okay, maybe. Second of 2 paths leading to the mountain's summit. Sir Gilman wishes to look upon the sacred waters here. Let's go here to the Temple High Road. I'd prefer that. You and Hedwig walk in silence for some time as he conducts customary survey of the area. Well, my friend, no sign of howlers, or Jody would say no sign of anything at all. You sense something is troubling him. Oh, that's just... I've just been giving lots of thoughts to everything Wolfeld told us. In another couple of days, one of us may be gone all of a sudden. Or, I don't mean to put it that way, one of us could go free. We earn our way back one by one, as he said. I want you to know something. The others and I, we talked it over, and when the time comes, we want you to decide who gets to go, if anyone. This might be all part of Wolfred's plan, but we got here thanks to you. And then, even though I'm worrying right now about us splitting up, I guess Wolfred has his way. All of us will meet up on the other side. And won't that be a day? Worst case, we keep failing in the rites and be stuck down here together, just like this. The 2 of you walk in silence for a time. When at last you return to the wagon, Hedwig turns to you again. Thanks for the company. I think I'm better now. Hedwig feels more prepared for the next ride. Hope likewise for the best. That's it? Just a small boost? Okay, whatever. And now we arrived at the rite? Yep, that's what we did. You and your companions gather at Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more and falls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak to your mind when you are called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment, but we may pass together much how as we act with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead onward, Tarek. Please follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. When the last of your companion nears the arch, you notice something standing high above, who then appears before you. Oh, another minstrel! She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tarek? It is. Greetings, Celeste. She watches over the Scribe's Gate and seems to be connected to the lone minstrel and the rites. And how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. It seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate? Aye. Then let us make this quick. He gestures towards the rest of you. Now, each of you in turn state who you are and what you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. Do as he says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exile has sunglasses but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Hedwig the Deserter. Wonders the downside, it serves our way to regain his freedom. Oh, I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with one whom I love. The woman beats him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Rocky to speak up next. I'm regarded by the name Rocky Greentail. I want to get out of here, I guess, with my chums, preferably. Go see Mama back home. I am Captain Zodariel. I do not truly know as yet what I'm seeking here. Oh, my name is Ta, and I'm here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. I must be them. What? It must be them, because if not, then who? Tizo seems to live up to the Nightwing's legacy and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion, at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Pamitha Thane. I'm only here because my sister's here. Oh, that's a strong motive. Then, as Wolfer steps forward, the one they call Celeste raises her voice. You, I recognize you from the Nightwings of the past. You're not clad in the raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings now stand before you. I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you're here, as have the others. My name is Wolfert Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves him by. Then she turns to you, for there is no one left to go. State who you are to traverse the Scribe's Gate. When they learned... What? This is supposed to be my backstory anyway. When they learned you knew the old ways, they came for you and you could not run far. Your youth is gone, but your thirst for knowledge earned you the trip to the downside nonetheless. Now, you're just a war orphan. Years of strife between Commonwealth and the High Wing remnants inflicted you since birth. Oh, you do not know who you are. Try as you might, you cannot make out the details of your life was like in the Commonwealth. Yep, that's true. You cannot for the life of you recall a time before arriving in the downside. Details of the Commonwealth are scarce within your mind. Perhaps you wanted to forget the place. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. State what you truly seek. To traverse Scribe's Gate, you want freedom. You wish to return to the Commonwealth and live your days there doing as you please. Probably not. I was doing what I please and I was thrown back here, so that's not a good strategy. You wish to do whatever it takes to see your fellow exiles regain their freedom. Yes, because that master's plan seems cool if it's true. You want revenge. The Commonwealth which cast you down into the downside cannot be forgiven. You want to see what happens. All you expect is that the outcome of this whole ordeal is going to be interesting. I want to help my friends. The companions you have met here who have helped you to survive and find kinship in the downside, it's your priority is to ensure that they achieve their goals. That is all you wish for now. The woman regards you for the time, then nods once and waves so all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tarek? Hi Celeste? Be on your way as well. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back on. He does not look back at her. And now we go in the temple, right? Oh, that's a temple. Cool. From atop Mount Alodale you can see the distant downside before you. You think of the many thousand leagues you crossed to reach this point as the sky grows dim. The Mercy Zone. Anyway, let's first head, guys. So you're aware and all. What? I know how come you're here, how come you made it all the way up here. Oh, I know, right? You're here cause I got the lowest prices in the downside, am I right? And some of the new stuff I got in stock, you're gonna get a lot of value there, an awful lot. They only have like one back, so fuck off. Scribe Snuff. Unlearn any masteries and choose again. That would be cool, you know, to respec and stuff, but I don't need it. And this is Stardust. Well, no problem. Come back when you're gonna buy something. Fuck off. Getting aggressive because I bought nothing. I've made you rich already. First of all, what's on your mind, Crystal? My lovely reader comes to me again. To what do I owe the pleasure? What's on your mind? This place, where you currently reside, it must be Mount Alodale, is it not? This was where those blasted scribes decided what to do with me. I had already failed my mission to eliminate the demon Solian Moore. Oh, so he became a demon. He wasn't one, but anyway, I did not anticipate his retinue, you see. They took me and some of my Beyonders alive, though I do not exempt to see account of that in their good book. Whatever it was for mercy or for spite, I never became certain. They probably presumed that my expulsion from for eternity would eventually have taught me some respect for them, but no, not yet, not yet. Well, I do not mean that, really. The scribes did spare my life, and were it not for that, I would never have been thusly trapped. To then enjoy your company, O lovely reader. Damn, the grammar is kind of not the one I'm used to, so I don't really, you know, the words confuse me, because I rarely see them in, you know, movies or series or books or, you know. I'm pretty confused. Anyway, bear with me, I'm not a native speaker, I told you already. Now, having met my quota of blaspheming, oh my god, what the fuck did I read? For the time, I think it's best that we resume the normal sort of business between us, if there is any to speak of. And put hunting at the precipice. May you soon read the downside of some useless idiot. Bid here farewell. I shall be here if you need me. Hello, Jordi. The daughter appears to be prepared for whatever is to come this night. Though it is not yet dark, she is already in her remnants. Edwin soon joins her, also looking ready. Any sign of Rookie? Not as yet. Complained about shafting at the collar of his mask. Just excuses, he's probably somewhere sobbing. Our freedom might be hinging on that collar then. I'm certain that it is. They sort of laugh together. The three of you exchange glances, but nothing is said or need to be said. Soon, if Wolfred is to be believed, one of your companions may regain his or her freedom. Hey, what did I miss? Am I late? Is it starting? Is it starting yet? Easy, Rookie. We got a little time. It isn't starting yet. How fare your struggles with your mask, Greentail? Feeling a lot better, thanks. Just had to smash it repeatedly against the wall for a little bit. Put some of the old nerves to bed. There, for good measure. Though this is really happening, huh? One of us might be getting out of here, like, soon. By dawn, in fact, if it all goes well. If it all goes well, that's one way to look at it, I guess. What are you getting at, Greentail? Well, just... we might be breaking up the band here, people. If one of us gets out, that being bugging me for a while now, I thought we were getting out of here at once. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. He shoots a look at you. Some of us, we might not be getting out of here at all. Edwin slams his fist against the wall. No, not if I can help it. We made a promise to each other, each of us, the four of us. We're all getting out of here. I care about the others too, I do, but we've been here from the start. I want you to know my promise is to you, and I believe you'll do the same for me. So, it's like this, if any of us gets out, great, but just a start. We are going to do whatever it takes there, on the other side, to make it so that the rest of us can get back too. What, you think they're gonna build a bridge down here if we ask nice or something? I don't know what's going to take, I just know we have to try. So Daryl turns to you. Reader, we shall find a way. She nods to reassure you and to reassure herself. Rookie nods his head in turn. But Hedwig's gaze never once falters. Well, my friends, I think it's just about time. Let's go. One by one they turn towards the door. The fallen Solayam awaits. A vital step in your quest for freedom, yet you feel in your heart that it shall only be the first. Your three companions each get +1 hope for the liberation rites. Steel yourself in turn. Alright, let's read the page. Oh, what's this? Keepsake. Alright. Book of Rites. so we have like more pages and stuff. But wait, I mean, it's like this is the first. Why don't I have any more pages to read? I mean, look at this. What are all these pages supposed to be? Anyway, I don't know. The Imp Hope and we helped to save my Emperor, and when the danger did subside, my Emperor Soleamur, he said something to me, which shook me to the essence of my being. He said, You gave your freedom, Master Golathanian, so that I may yet have mine. You two now are an exile of the downside. In all the days which I have left, I never could repay the mercy that you have shown me. So if I cannot do so in this life, then I shall do it in the next. We crossed the land together, and together with the imp we gained the company of those who saw in him what I did. Cool. I don't have any more pages, shit. Well, anyway, time to go out. And I think it's high time to go. Oh, I bumped into the microphone, I'm sorry for the noise. It's time to commence the rite. Damn, who should go free? There will be a lot of thinking there. Is everyone prepared, Hedwin? Yes, though several of us have another question that's been troubling us. You need but ask. You said that one of us is going to return to the Commonwealth if we defeat the Tempers in the rites this night. What happens if we fail? Hedwin, my boy, don't you see, the path to freedom and the path to enlightenment are one and the same. You intend to stray from the path? No. Then you have nothing to fear. But let me be much more upfront with you. Should you be defeated by the Tempers this night, then one of them shall end up going free instead of one of you. It is as simple as that. What then is to be done? The very same as we achieve victory. We await our next such opportunity and make the most of it. Tonight, your plan is set in motion. We are united in our cause. We shall look as ever toward the stars for guidance and seize upon the future chances just as they arise. So look up, my boy, and set aside your doubts. This is time to take great strides along the path. So, this is it, huh?
Many years have passed since last the Nightwings gained the summit of the sacred mountain and stood upon the fall of Solium. You are to be commended for your guidance, reader, but only if you can prevail in this liberation rite. Here you stand to gain much more than some enlightenment. Your adversaries are none other than the Tempers. I trust they need no introduction. Soon, one among you shall regain their freedom.
Cool. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. And concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed of the Tempers, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have unto the adversaries, the Nightwings. A massive demon swaggers into view. He reaches for his mask. Oh my god. What a beautiful guy. You know who I am already, but look at what we got here. The damn Nightwings decided to show up. Almost figured we were never gonna see that day again. He takes notice of someone in your ranks. Hey, you! He indicates to Dariel. He scoffs back at him. Lose the mask. And seen one of our own in ages, not in these damned robes. The Dariel's hesitation is almost imperceptible before she moves to remove her mask, just as her adversary asks. Satisfied? Whoa, you must be new. The Dariel soon puts her mask back on. Enough talk. I like you curly horns. Tell you what, once we put out your lights, you come along with these guys. We're gonna have a spot open. Only same is I ain't gonna be around to show you a good time. I should rather cut out my tongue. Oh, you don't mean that. Our kind, we ought to stick together. Now, come on! Ignarius threw his mask back on and allies snarled at the rest of you. As his allies snarled at the rest of you. How come you wear a mask with the horns facing down when your horns face up and one is broken? Probably that's because of the mask that one was broken. Anyway. Of the Nightwings, there is a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct this rite. The lone minstrel gets your attention in his subtle way. Reader, this is it. The first companion who you choose shall be anointed to go free this very night if you prevail. The other two in the triumvirate shall lend their aid. As you may know, only the most enlightened in the rites are eligible to go free. Not all among you may be ready yet. Now, Nightwings, I would have your decision.
Who most deserves their freedom?
So, it's time to think, okay? They are unworthy, but why? They are enlightened as well. So, wait. First of all, there is no bio or something. I mean, let's read the bios, okay? First of all, I don't know what they truly did to be here. This is the one that let you back from the brink after you were in the downside. His general manner suggests that life in exile has not yet broken his spirit. His words are bronze clasped identical to that of Zodariel, suggesting the two of them may have met before their exile, as he has not yet revealed what he did to earn his sentence. See, I don't know about him. So about her, she seems to be responsible for the Black Wagon security. Her features suggest that she lived in exile for much longer than the others. Her grim outlook and the fact that she still wears the bronze clasp of the Commonwealth blood border suggests a military background, though what she did to earn her sentence you don't know yet. He seems to be the most well-connected of the masked wanderers who found you and knows something of the land. He has a rather opportunistic disposition, and his ostentatious clothing suggests a lucrative background in the mercantile business. Oh, even still, you do not yet know for sure what he did to earn his sentence. Let's see. Who are they? A witch? Well then, nothing is to be known of them. Anyway, so we don't know their bios, right? They haven't told me. I had a chance to learn about Hedwin, but he did not really tell me because he said ask away at one point, you know, questions about him, and I asked why they need me. At least I thought that was the question, but it was something quite rather different. It was why can't I be part of your team down there, anyway. But I thought that he would answer many questions at once, and one of them was why were you exiled? And that's what I was supposed to choose, probably, but I did not do so. And for some reason, no one has told me the story yet. There is no exposition whatsoever, at least right now. So, let's stick to the facts, alright? This one wants to go back to his family, which is a good cause. She doesn't have a purpose, so she might find one, and find a greater purpose than any of them, or find none at all. And he, on the other hand, he is the first one that was approached by Sandalwood, so Sandalwood found something in him, and Sandalwood's plan is very, very good. He wants to destroy the Commonwealth system and bring a more just one. At least that's what he says. And Hedwin is the one who was the first to make promises and the first to uphold oaths, and Zodariel seems to be actually in his command. you know, not commanding him in his command, and she's caring about him. So I believe that he should be the choice, because he has a loved one back there, and he wants to free the rest, so I think that he is the best choice. I think I might go terribly wrong with my choice, but I don't see anything stronger in the other two in order to really pick them instead of Hedwyn, so Hedwyn. If you insist. Then the Great Guardian looks upon you and your adversaries. Very well then, under the watch of the 8 scribes, here are the stakes of this Eve's liberation rite. Should the Nightwings prevail, one of them called Hedwig the Deserter shall be liberated. Oh, why did it? Oh, yeah. Should the Tempers prevail, then Ignarius shall go free instead. She then turns to you. Now, who among the Nightwings shall complete your triumvirate to strive alongside Hedwig the Deserter and see his return in glory?
Who shall stand with him?
I don't want her because she's very slow. Wait. Our enemies are this snake and a big dude. Alright, I'll get... let's see, what talismans do they have? Beyonder... Nope. Alright, I will go with her. You got it, Ritter darling. And I'll go with Ty for now. Yep, Ty. Tay. Me? Oh yes, I will.
It is done.
Very well. The 8 scribes accept your choice as Reader of the Nightwings. She then indicates to the lone minstrel. Now, are you yourself prepared, Tarek? Aye, Celeste. Then let us begin. Nightwings, been waiting an awful long time to get out of this hole. Try and stop me. Well,
commence.
oh snap. Oh snap. I did it. You good for nothing, Nightwings. Skip out for years and years, then show up all of a sudden like you're gonna let somebody out for once. But now we gotta work for it, I guess. Okay. Damn it, I used to be the best. At this at least, but now the pressure's getting to me. Can't believe it's getting to me. Ah, Moira, I doubt you'd even recognize me anyway. Come on, Nightwings. Let's see you keep this up. Oh, snap. Oh, shit. She shall score. What? Ah, no problem. Oh, they did it.
Red-handed.
Well,
And there it is at last. The Nightwings proved their worth. An outcome which left little room for doubt. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
so before I start reading again, some things to note. I still have the game on normal, and the final rite seemed pretty easy, except that small part that just happened before, where the enemy worm just rushed and scored immediately. That totally took me by surprise. And also, I'm sorry that I had to read during the song, because it was a beautiful song and I didn't want to ruin it. But it's a read-along, okay? I'm sorry, okay? So anyway, just let's keep on reading. Ugh, what a joke. Who should have had this? You should have had this. Got all rusty. You've been waiting so damn long. Damn it. What? Oh, it's what he thinks in his head. Nightwings. Be seeing you around, I guess. And next time, you ain't gonna be so lucky. We did it. Then, I guess that means I have to go. I broke my vow to her, that we would all go free, together. What? Remember, my friend, why would you do this? Will you ever forgive me? Pikani. What? Someone from Headwing whom Headwing cares deeply. They were separated in the Commonwealth. Wait for me. He remains silent for a moment longer, then... Listen to me, all of you. I will not forget this. If there is anything at all that I can do back on the other side to help the rest of you, then I'm going to find it and I'm gonna do it. And at the very least, I will do everything I can to make sure that by the time more of you come to join me back at home, that it'll be a better place for all of us. Look, I don't have long, so just thank you, all of you. I won't forget this. Then he plunges out of sight into the simmer pool. His voice is audible, but growing faint. It's happening. Goodbye, my friends. Reader, everyone, goodbye, until we see each other. Hedwin earned his freedom. May he return in glory.
Godspeed, Hedwin. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Cool. Okay. Back.
The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours.
So is this the conclusion of the game, or this is like the first part and the game is actually much more huge than I anticipated? Anyway, I don't know. After your victory over the Tempers in the Liberation Rite, you return to your wagon to decide how to proceed from there. I'm going to miss that guy. It's quieter now, but we'll see Hedwig again if we persevere. Our journey's now begun in earnest. We'll just need to make a few last preparations while we're here. Wait, what about the stars? They don't seem to wait around for us. About that, reader? Go see for yourself. The sky over the Mount Alodiel is much darker than you would have expected. Your thoughts are with Hedwin as you look towards the heavens. You gaze into the darkness of light. Seek now your destination. What? The stars are gone. They are truly gone. Are they gone though? Or not? You searched the night sky but in vain. No stars are shining now. The stars revealing nothing, did they not? You confirm his suspicions. It's as the book foretells. This is the chance we need to make ready for what lies ahead. There's a haven south of here. We'll travel to at dawn. And when the stars decide to shine for us again, we'll be ready. Mark my words. Oh! So now it wasn't the final part. So we can continue our journey after all. Anyway. So I guess that's enough for today. The story is very intriguing. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye guys.